Give me the note, brothers! I'm a very sexy man.
He's a very sexy man.
I know that I am.
He knows that he am.
I do it every night.
He does it every night.
I always do it right.
He always does it right.
I said, oh, do the boom tango.
Fuck it all to hell. And welcome to the Movie Dump Podcast,
where we ask the questions that are just dying to be answered, such as, if quizzes are quizzical, then what are tests?
Testicles?
That's correct!
Yay!
Someone answered one of my questions! Hooray! I feel special.
Ah, yes. Well, it's about time. For both. Yes, it's another episode of the Movie Dump Podcast. This week, Nick is not with us. He is up in Indiana. I kind of sound... I said that like he was dead or something.
Yeah.
Like, Nick is not with us.
Nick is not with us. He's gone to the great frozen north.
Let's have a moment of silence for Nick. And there we go.
All right.
Yes. So he didn't have to be subjected to the horrors that are Troma Film Buttcrack.
Lucky bastard. I should just kick his ass just on principle for missing this.
Yeah, this movie was...
On principle, I say.
We're just going to get it out of the way right now because I fucked up. We already did this recording once, made it all the way through, and then I checked and saw that my mic wasn't recording. I was pulling the sound from the computer, so...
We had just about an hour of just priceless footage that can never be recreated ever again.
Well, not footage, audio.
Audio footage of this incredibly priceless material that Ben just flitted away because no attention to detail.
So Scott's sitting here going, "Are you sure we have to do it again?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, we got to do it again."
I got things to see and people to do. Come on. So, no.
Well, Scott, did you want to give a synopsis of what this movie is, or should we just let one of the sound bites that we have do it?
I think we should just let one of our sound and here's sort of the setup here. It was sort of crap because this movie is so damn confusing that they actually, and I'm sure they did this on purpose, they actually put like the general rundown of what happened in the movie at the end. It takes like 5 minutes. So, Ben, if you do the honors, if you'd prepare to subject him to the infinite horror and the possibility of mental breakdown and fatigue that is this movie by pushing the soundboard button that is going to give the auto synopsis already included in the end of this movie. Go, Ben.
Will he push the button?
Will he push it?
The big red shiny button
on the soundboard. Push it, Ben. Push it.
Pushing soundbite.
Oh, Stan, honestly, what is this all about?
It's cool, Mom. This is Wade Jenkins. You know, the Buttcrack guy.
Well, why do you need a picture of this guy's grave?
He's part of the local history.
That's right. He died in his bathtub. He got electrocuted. But what is weird is that after his funeral, his roommate was found dead, too. Somebody beat the tar out of him, and his face was all melted. A couple other people were there, too, and they were just as dead. You ever heard of such a thing?
Well, that doesn't sound right.
It was in the paper, Mom.
And now it's going to be in my book.
You're not still working on that silly book, are you?
I absolutely am. I've got pictures of Nigel the psychopath's grave, and now I'm getting pictures of this Buttcrack guy's grave. I think it'll make a great coffee table book. Just think about it. A picture book featuring all the famous and infamous graves of Northern Virginia. All I got to do is keep my eyes in the paper, and whenever somebody important dies, or anybody at all dies with some mystery around them, like this guy, I'll get a picture of the grave. I have a vision here, Harriet. Work with me on it.
It's gonna be cool, Mom.
Oh, it's going to be more than cool. Especially when I go into all the rumors about this guy. All the stuff the papers didn't even talk about.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All that stuff about saying Buttcrack 12 times in one breath? Yeah.
12 times in one breath. Come on.
Well, that's what folks are saying. They all say that he came back to life to get revenge because somebody said the word Buttcrack 12 times in one breath. There was a curse on him, and that's why everybody's face was melted. He came back to life, they looked at his butt crack, and then they died. His sister died too, right here in the parking lot of this very cemetery, the same parking lot where our very own car is parked at this exact moment. 6 bullets, 6 of them, all lodged in her brain, shot there by an unknown assailant. Who shot her? Why did she die? Nobody knows. To this very day, it's remained a mystery.
So yeah, there you go. That's probably the longest soundbite that we've ever put on the show, and it will be the last long soundbite.
Well, we can't say that for sure. But there's a good chance that's the longest one.
Yes. So,
isn't it nice when they include their own synopsis?
Yeah, that was seriously at the end of the whole fucking movie. The whole movie, the movie ended, and then it did one of those, 1 year later, and then you have this family out in the grave site taking pictures of the headstones of the Buttcrack. And they just fucking explained the whole entire movie that we just sat through, just in case you weren't paying attention or you were tweeting or Facebooking or doing whatever.
Yeah, we seriously got to the end of this movie. They started doing this, and we're just sitting there in shock going, what the hell is going on here?
Because we were confused. We're like, who the fuck are these people? They were nowhere else in this whole entire movie, and then all of a sudden, boom, they show up and they're taking pictures of gravestones and telling the whole entire story that we just sat through. Just in case you dozed off. It's like, hey, don't worry. You don't have to watch this again. We'll do it for you. This is what happened. And in that 5 minutes, they broke down the whole entire fucking movie.
I feel like it was a giant middle finger to us, to the collective audience, going, oh, you didn't even have to watch this whole movie. You could have just fast forwarded up to this very end part, and you would have figured the whole thing out and saved yourself a buttload of time and wouldn't have felt the horrible guilt and regret of watching the movie as we do right now. So
exactly, yeah, this movie was just utter shit. Like seriously, while we were watching it, since we have a Twitter account now, and I was like, you know what, I am going to do live tweets while we're watching these movies. Bad idea for this movie. Bad idea. This is the first movie that we did it with, and oh my god. Seriously, one of the tweets that I posted, it said that we are 50 minutes into, and I'm not lying, I'm not exaggerating on what, this is no fucking fish story. 50 minutes into the movie before anything actually happens. Before it actually gets to like what this movie is about. 50 minutes. And this movie was, just over 60 minutes long.
It was an hour and I think 7 or an hour and 9 minutes long.
So we'll round it up and, including the credits and everything, it was about 70 minutes long. And it took them 50 fucking minutes to get to what this movie was about.
Well, you knew you were in trouble right at the beginning because literally the first 20 minutes, nothing happened. Nothing. It was just bad dialogue, and in fact, this whole movie was just bad, and then fill in the blank, and that's pretty much what it was. It was just awful.
It was about the first 30 minutes before Wade, or what they call this guy Buttcrack, 30 minutes before the guy actually died. And in those 30 minutes, it was the same scene over and over and over again. Except, we're going to be we're in the living room now. Oh, Wade's being annoying. He's, he's showing his butt. Oh my God, he's so annoying. He's so annoying. Girlfriend can't stand it. She leaves. Now we're in the kitchen. Oh, Wade's showing his butt. Oh, girlfriend sees it. Oh, she can't stand it. Now she leaves. It fucking happened over and over and over and over and over again.
Yep. And you're just staring at the TV in disbelief, trying to, figure out what's going on, and the movie isn't helping you at all.
Yeah.
And it's awful. It's seriously, it was like shot in 2 days, $15 budget. That's what this whole movie seemed like. It was just that bad.
And at least if you're gonna give us something like that to stare at least give us some good scenery or something. We didn't have good. We had a fucking Hawaiian shirt with faces of celebrities in it. That's what the protagonist. I'm using the word protagonist very loosely because you don't know who the fuck the protagonist is in this goddamn film.
Everybody just seems sort of like a bystander at some point. Like they're just sort of stuck, and that was sort of it.
Yeah, it was just it was all over the place, and there was a lot of scenes and a lot of dialogue that were just there. It didn't drive the story at all. It was just redundant shit that just kept telling you, okay, this guy here has his butt crack out, and he's annoying, and he sings random songs and plays Atari.
He does sing random songs.
Yes,
and
yes,
quite a
he
few.
does,
Ben,
yes.
Ben, did you load up some of the songs on the soundbite soundboard?
Of course I did. Of course
okay,
I did.
yeah.
I'm going to play all of these songs randomly throughout the podcast.
We're going to scatter them willy-nilly, playfully, like daffodils on a freshly mowed lawn across this podcast. So for your listening enjoyment, Ben, would you like to play one now? Would you like to subject someone to the utter horror and shock and disbelief of one of these horrible songs in this utterly, fantastically, incredibly slow-moving, boring-ass movie, just so that people can understand our physical pain?
You masochistic bastards, this is what you get. Soundbite.
Hey, I love this song. Can I dance with you guys? Churn the milk and make it butter. Churn the milk and
what are you doing? You're supposed to be a movie.
and make it butter. Churn the milk and make it butter.
Damn it, Will, can't I have even the one without
Churn
you?
the milk and make it butter. Churn the milk and make it butter.
Eddie, are you okay?
Turn the milk and make it butter. Turn the milk and make it butter. Hey, what are you doing? I'm dancing here. I'm in the groove, and when the music calls, you gotta answer.
Churn the milk, make the butter.
Churn the milk, make the butter.
I'll be dancing that for all time. That's going to be great. When
Now-
I get married, we're doing this at your wedding.
We are not doing the churn the milk, make it butter. Yes, as shitty as that was, both Scott and I did find ourselves singing that around after the movie, and my fiance is just like, God fucking damn it, shut the fuck up. Don't start singing this song. I don't want to hear this ever again.
Yeah, I think Ben is going to get a divorce within a year if we actually continue doing this podcast. So
I hope not. I hope not. I don't need that.
she'll be like, guys, get a hobby, and we'll be like, we have a hobby. Get a different hobby that's not annoying me. So
Yeah. So this is going to be a very short podcast. We actually, the first time we were able to pull it out for like almost an hour, almost as long as the whole fucking movie.
that's right.
But
52
this time,
minutes.
No, fuck you. We even called up Nick, and we had Nick on the phone. He was like, "Oh, guys, it's so fucking cold up here in Indiana. I wish I was down there watching shitty movies with you."
He'd be like, I love this movie. I have the collector's edition of this movie. I'm so sorry that I missed it.
Actually, no, he was up there watching Mad Men.
Yeah.
So, fuck you.
Again. Kick his ass on principle.
I wish we were here watching Mad Men, but no. We had to watch this.
If any of our listeners are up in that area and they recognize Nick by his voice just randomly walking around, kick him in his frozen balls.
Just walk up to anyone and say welcome to the movie dump. Say it.
Say it.
Welcome to the movie dump. Whack. That's what you get.
But I digress. There is so much wrong with this movie.
Yeah.
So much wrong. I mean, one of the main things that really bothered me about this movie, besides everything, was the fact that there was no lighting whatsoever in this movie.
None. There
Zero.
was not just lighting. There was just no production value whatsoever to this thing. Yeah, they.
It was. I mean, they used natural light indoors. They used natural light outdoors. They even screwed around using a color filter on natural light during one part where Preacher Bob is giving his, huge, spiel about something.
About God is everywhere. God is here. God is there. God is everywhere. He's in your underpants. Fuck it. Soundbite.
God is in the flowers. God is in the trees. God is in Troy Aikman's knee. God is in Chevy Novas. God is in the little tiny hairs hanging off your buttocks. Ken, God is everywhere, young man.
Is he in urine?
God is in Pepsi Cola. God is in everything. God is in the trying to sugarless gum. God is in. He's in my shoes. He's in my pants. He's making me do a little tiny dance. God's everywhere. He's in the sand at the beach. He's in the sky. He's on the floor. He's everywhere. He's underground, overground. He's over the top battle royale. God is your friend.
There. God's all over the place.
Wasn't that magical? Don't you feel one with the universe now? I know I do.
Yes. That was good old. Who the fuck is that again?
That's Preacher Bob.
No, what was it, the actual character or the actor?
Oh, that was Mojo Nixon.
Mojo Nixon. Yes.
The sole reason I chose this film.
Yes.
So I apologize for it. Sometimes my lack of research works. Sometimes it doesn't. This time was an obvious case of doesn't.
Yes. It's like it's like sticking your hand in a bucket of poo and hoping that you would find a kernel of corn.
But what if the bucket of poo doesn't have any corn because the person didn't eat any corn?
Well, then you're fucked.
Oh.
Because your hand's just covered in poo, and it takes a long time to get that stench off.
Yeah.
And that's the analogy for this film.
Yep.
You just stick your hand in there hoping that you'll find some corn, and you don't.
Yep, exactly.
Well,
my analogy for this film was find a fucking magazine and cruise the internet, because that's not...
Yes, and just wait until the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yep.
Because you'll have your synopsis right there.
Yeah, I basically, if you remember from the last podcast, I found this movie completely at random while on IMDb. Thanks a lot. And I was basically just looking, going, "Oh, look, Mojo Nixon was in this. You know, he played Toad in Super Mario Brothers." So I clicked on his name, and the first thing that popped up was the movie Buttcrack, which surprisingly had a hilarious cover and tagline, which was a picture of a butt crack, and it says, "We're all zombies in the end." Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha. Yeah. and I mean, I have to give it to you. It was kind of intriguing. It did, looking at it and just knowing the name and seeing Troma attached to it. Oh God, I knew that it was going to be, we were going to be in for a world of hurt. But with the tagline and that name, you're like, you know what? It might be kind of interesting. I mean, fuck, there was that one British movie that we watched with Rupert, whatever the fuck his name is, the kid that plays like Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter movies.
It was Thunderpants.
Yeah, Thunderpants. Yeah, there was this movie that we picked up a few years back called Thunderpants, and the sole purpose we picked it up was because it was about a kid that has 2 stomachs and can't control his farts, and he just constantly is farting. He's a chronic farter.
Yep. It sounded awful.
It sounded like it was going to be complete shit, and it wasn't. It was very well done. The story was well done. The acting was well done. The cinematography, the coloring that they used,
was phenomenal.
Every little detail was really, really good. It was a very good movie.
I mean, it really proved you can't really judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. But in this case, you can't. You can't.
In fact, the story in the movie was actually worse than the cover.
This wasn't a book and a cover. This was a fucking pamphlet.
This is what happens.
This was a door hanging thing that you have the Chinese menu on. That's what it is. But there's nothing written on it. It's just
I was
blank.
thinking it was like a dead dog hit by a school bus, but that's just my opinion of it. But
yeah.
So the lighting was non-existent. I mean, the lighting credit easily could go to the sun and only the sun.
Yeah.
Which the sun did a good job in some parts of the movie, mostly outside, as the sun should, but they put no effort into it.
They didn't put any effort into it. Now, when you guys think zombie, okay, when Wade came back to life, you know, when you think zombies coming back to life, you get that mental image, you know, spooky graveyard, you know, the fog rolling over the ground at night, you know, crows or wolves off in the distance, you know, just very eerie sounding. Just, that calm before the storm. You know, shit is about to fucking happen.
The classic shambler, you know.
Yeah, and then that hand just reaches out of nowhere and just that hard hand just type of look. No, not with this. Broad daylight, probably noonish. You know, nothing going on, a little blown out, and the hand just nonchalantly pops up with some fucking classical music that did not fit whatsoever, and the guy is just like, you know, messing around with the dirt, like, oh look, I have putty. It was fucking shit.
It was very limp-wristed zombie-ness. It was awful.
It looked more like he was just like, get me out of this fucking dirt. Here's your fucking shot. Get me the fuck out of here. It did not fit, and this whole movie, like it was supposed to be this guy coming back to life and killing, you know, getting revenge for you know, and killing the guy that killed him.
Yeah.
So he could go on, so he could, you know, rest in peace, you know, make it to that bright light in the sky, and it had no drive. Once he finally came back to life after his sister put a curse on him, he came back to life and he just kind of wandered around, and when he finally, you know, what was the first thing that he did was he ran into the random guy.
Yeah.
And this guy is probably the most fucked up looking character in this whole movie. He was at the funeral, and this is an audio podcast, so you can't see it. So we'll put it up on our Tumblr and everything. We'll put like a still shot of this guy that was at the funeral. But this guy was just at the funeral, and then he stops when he sees Wade walking on the side of the road after he just got out of the ground. And this guy just proceeds on talking to him and bullying him and punching him as if nothing happened. As if this guy was not just buried a few hours ago.
Well, to his credit, he didn't seem like he was the brightest crayon in the box. I mean, he, at the funeral, he's like just sort of going through the motions, checking his pulse for some reason, just being, dumb, inbred redneck, IQ is probably stick. He was so he probably wasn't paying attention. He just thought, hey, there's a guy with a butt crack hanging out. I'm gonna beat the crap out of him.
Butt crack. Actually, here's the first soundbite when the guy first drives by him.
Do it again, Ben. Subject him to the utter horror that is this colossal failure of a movie. Go.
Soundbite.
Hey, boy! Pull your pants up, you dumb son bitch!
And that scene right there, it had potential because, like, after this guy drove by and threw his beer can out at the Buttcrack guy, and was like, "Fuck you, Buttcrack!" There was another car behind him, and both Scott and I were just waiting for this other car to pass by and throw something out at him and go, "Yeah, fuck you, Buttcrack!"
Yeah, fuck you, Buttcrack.
Or something. But no, like
Nope.
right after he throws the can, and while he's in the middle of saying "fuck you, Buttcrack," it does a cross dissolve to the next scene.
Yeah.
And they did that constantly in this movie.
Well, it wasn't really the cross dissolves that bothered me. It was just their liberal use of fade to black.
Yeah, they used
It was
fade to black.
so
fade to black.
annoying.
Like every single scene, the way that they got out of every single scene was either fade to black or a cross dissolve. Now,
by the end of this movie, I would have killed for a freaking star wipe.
oh god,
It would have been just magic.
I hate star wipes. I hate page peels or all of those templates that amateurs use. But oh my god, fucking do something.
Yep.
Do something.
And it was sort of weird. That they were. It's really weird because they were. It's like some of the scenes they were trying to do something with the fade to black, like they'd drag the audio at past where the video faded out, sort of I don't know, like a transition-y sort of thing.
But you would want to do that if it's something that needs to resonate, something something that needs to stick in the audience's mind, something that is a key point.
But it
movie.
never was. It was always just the same old dull, pointless dialogue of I don't even know what, because I wasn't really paying attention half the time.
It was just really bad. And one of the
we really need to throw in something that gives them sort of a sense of the pointlessness of this dialogue. Did you happen? Is there anything on the board with just random?
Dialogue? I have a random
because I didn't really see what you put in there. So
I have a random dialogue scene from the beginning of
okay. From what? From
Wade.
Okay,
yeah. When he's like picking up his clothes and all that, and fuck, god damn it, soundbite.
Oh, hey, sorry to bother you guys. I just remembered I have to do some laundry. I don't have anything to wear, and I mean nothing. I have been wearing this same shirt for 3 days. Hey, I love this movie. This movie is great. It doesn't have any violence in it or anything. Well, it does have some violence in it, but it's crucial to the plot. It's just a good movie,
Wade?
That's okay. I won't bother you anymore, I promise. Only the strong will survive, sweet mama.
So yeah, right there. That was one of the many ways that Wade was being annoying.
And it's just minutes and minutes and minutes of stupid crap like that.
Yes.
It doesn't go anywhere. It annoys you. What's the point?
It's a dog chasing his tail. That's exactly what this whole entire movie is.
Exactly.
It doesn't know what it wants to do. It just, they're like, hey, we got a camera, we got some money, $10. Let's go fucking make a movie. We don't have a fucking script. I mean, it says that the director wrote it. Yeah, he fucking wrote it while they were making the goddamn thing. I've seen these people before. I've seen, when we were in film school, you have students that are like, hey, let's go shoot this movie. Where's the script? Oh, man, I'm making it while we're going along. Yeah, that's how you get shit like this. But there's so many gaping holes in this script. The story has no substance whatsoever.
Well, like the gaping butt crack that is the theme of this movie, there is one giant hole, and it's basically the entire movie because, honestly, it doesn't make sense. This is the ADD of movies. it's like a sad interpretation of social commentary.
Yes.
It's boring.
Now,
and I can't stress that enough. It's boring.
Now you were the one that said this, where when the sister, shows up and it's like, oh, I'm gonna, you're gonna get, he's saying this to Brian, you're gonna get what you deserve. You killed my brother, and I'm gonna put a curse on him or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's not the exact words, but in layman's terms, it was, I'm gonna put a curse on my brother to come back to life and kill you, and he cannot be at rest until you die.
But only if you say butt crack 12 times.
Yeah, you have to say butt crack
in one breath.
12 times in one breath, which is fucking random. Why the fuck butt crack? Why the fuck 12 times? Why the fuck are you even doing this? If you know that this guy just killed your brother, go to the fucking cops.
Yeah, I mean you can sort of see what they were trying for. They were trying for some comedic moment because, right after that, like, the girlfriend does say butt crack 12 times
I
in
had
one
that
breath.
speech. I had that whole speech.
You do?
Here we go.
Okay. Subject him to the horror and the misery, which is an incredible speech from an incredibly long and boring movie. Go, Ben!
Somebody!
I don't know. Once a butt crack, always a butt crack. There are butt cracks in this world like he was. People who don't have enough sense to keep their pants pulled up to cover their private parts like they're butt cracks. And then there are non-butt cracks, people like us who have enough sense not to show our butt cracks to the world. I mean, after all, who wants to look at another person's butt crack? I know I don't want to look at people's butt crack. I think butt crack is a state of mind. You either have enough sense to hide your butt crack, or you're too stupid to realize that everyone can see your butt crack. When I think of Wade, all that comes to mind is his butt crack. Whew, I gotta remember to breathe when I go on like that.
So that was the catalyst of the terror of butt crack.
You mean the last 15 minutes of the movie?
Yeah, pretty much. It was just shit. It was just shit.
This is a movie
shit.
Yes, it was shit.
Shitty.
Was it an entire pile of fuck?
It was a big bucket of fuck.
All right. That's
big bucket of nasty poo fuck.
Oh. And yet that's more interesting than the movie.
Yeah.
And doesn't stink as bad either.
Oh,
hey yo.
Yes. So, yeah, this movie was just shitty.
Yeah, out of the one, I mean, now granted, me and Ben are, and Nick, who is not presently here, we're sort of connoisseurs of bad movies. We can appreciate the crap that that people do to try and do this, because not everybody has multi-million-dollar budgets.
No.
And can't hire Industrial Light and Magic to do their freaking effects and all that sort of stuff. But this was a zero effort movie.
Yeah,
zero.
This had
zero effort. Every little bit of this movie, except for maybe like some of the gore at the end, which was classic Troma gore, for the very little bit of it had zero effort. It disgusts me. I mean, I don't say this, I give a lot of, these shitty movies the benefit of the doubt on some stuff, but this movie disgusts me, and the fact that they just didn't try. It was like they just threw it together.
They did, yeah. And then there was no production value to it whatsoever. I would have to say the only cinematic shot or scene in this movie was one where Preacher Man Bob
yep.
Preacher Man Mojo Nixon, where Mojo Nixon is preaching about the God is everywhere. That one, the one that we already did the soundbite for. That scene is the only good fucking scene, really. The cinematic value of it. I mean, they were using the low angles, the backlighting from the window, giving this halo effect look on Mojo Nixon, and that actually had some substance. There was something there that you could kind of feel like this. Oh shit, this guy's like preaching to me. You actually felt like it.
It was like a power shot.
It was a power shot,
looking up at somebody, and then the person he was talking to looking down.
Shot,
it gave a nice little
and all that.
It gave a nice little perspective to everything. I mean, in fact, the only two really good camera angles, because there was another one that was very similar to that, was when when Mojo Nixon was given the eulogy at Buttcrack's funeral, where it was sort of like, in front of the tombstone looking steep angled back up at him again. That was a pretty good shot, but in classic, I guess this movie fare, it just drug on way, way too long without a cut to something else, and you lose interest instantly. So,
there was just, it just drug on, and that was another thing. Like I could understand with horror films using the handheld look, especially nowadays. Like that handheld look is very popular, and a lot of films are using it because it's that raw emotion type of feel that you're in the action, you're in the scene, you're in what's happening, and I understand using that along with the fast cuts and this and that. They give you that chaotic look. I do not understand if you have a dialogue scene that's going nowhere, that doesn't have anything that's intense or anything driving it. It's just a boring, dull dialogue scene. Why the fuck would you use one take? No cutaways, no nothing, no close-ups, medium shots, any of that. Just one fucking take, handheld, the whole entire scene. That I don't understand, because halfway through the scene, you see the cameraman starts to get tired because it starts dipping down and everything. And all he's doing is just, he's just zooming in, or he's, walking in, kind of supposed to getting a close-up and then walking back. And, it just looks like poo.
Well, and what really blows also is that when they did decide to switch, back and forth, it was like they broke the 180 rule bad. It was like, you got this, this two shot, medium shot of like, the happy couple or not so happy couple sitting on the couch, talking to each other. And how in most movies they'll, flip back, behind the shoulder and, over the shoulder shot.
Yeah, it's an over the shoulder shot,
but this one, it went from directly in front of them to way, way behind him. It was so awkward, and they did this in so many different, shots. It was awful. It's like, again, it goes back to the zero effort thing. It's like, hey, our parents are out of town. Let's go shoot a movie at my place. Hey,
exactly.
Hey.
Now, to those to those listeners out there who aren't film students or who do not know what the 180 rule is, the 180 rule is a way to establish where your characters are in the scene.
Yeah.
It's so the audience, you could tell it's a lot easier. Whenever you look at and I go out there and try this. Just whenever you're watching anything, you'll have, let's say, character 1, character 2. They're always going to be designated to one side of the screen. You have, let's say you have character 1 on the left side and character 2 on the right side. When you do these close-ups, you'll always see that they're still lined up with the left side if they're character 1 or the right side with character 2.
Yeah.
Every time in this shot, they're always lined up that way. This shot, it went from character 1 left side, character 2 right side, to boom, next shot, character 1 right side, character 2 left side. They did a complete flop.
It's very jarring.
It's very jarring, and you're taken out of it. You're like, what the fuck? And it wasn't just that one time. It went from that shot to the reversal shot to back to the original shot, back to the reversal. So they kept flopping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the only time to do that is if you're establishing something else, like a new character that's walking into the scene or something that they're looking at, something. Ugh. But they didn't do that. Granted, later on in the scene they did, but at first, no. They didn't.
Totally agree. We need to break up this rage here a little bit with another Buttcrack song. What do you think?
Buttcrack song.
Yep.
Soundbite.
Honky tonk lovin'. Let my love burn you up. Let my love burn you up. Gonna set you on fire. Burn you up with desire.
That's some relief right there. I can't believe we went that long without one of those.
Yeah. This has become like more of a fuck you filmmakers instead of a it had boobies in it. So it didn't.
This didn't even have boobies in it. Most of our shitty movies have boobies in it.
Yeah, fuck.
Other than the time I went up to the screen and drew boobies on the screen. in the accumulated dust from all these shitty movies, there really wasn't any boobies in this movie.
No. This movie had, again, I know we're being redundant, but it had no substance whatsoever. No. And even the effects, like the fucking shotgun at the end. You know, Mojo Nixon wielding a shotgun around, killing these zombies who apparently turn into zombies not from being bit, but from looking at Buttcrack's butt crack. That's how you become a zombie, ladies and gentlemen. In this story, Buttcrack's butt crack.
Now, I mean, I've read a lot of zombie stuff. I actually love zombie movies, even bad zombie movies, which I don't even qualify this as a zombie movie. But anyway, I've never heard of somebody becoming a zombie from looking at a zombie's butt crack.
This is the equivalent of... This is like what they did to zombies, and this is like what Twilight did to vampires, where they go out in the sun, they don't fucking explode, they just start glittering. That's the equivalent. To me, that's the equivalent. You fucked up the whole entire lore and myth of these creatures.
Well, I mean, I guess that actually is pretty similar, considering that every time somebody turned into a zombie, Buttcrack's butt crack would shine. Weird shine sort of. And again, that really inappropriate classical music would play.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't understand. I don't understand this. I know maybe they were trying to be, artsy and creative or whatever, but it fucking failed. It went up in the air 2 feet and just flat on their ass.
Yeah, it went over about as much as a lead balloon.
Exactly. This sucked. This sucked. And for that, I will play a very spastic butt crack soundbite. Butt crack soundbite.
Butt crack, 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 butt crack.
Butt crack, 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 butt. Stop it!
My God, that was awful and horrible. Exactly like this movie. That was more butt crack than a strip club and hookers put together.
Oh God, this is ridiculous. I'm actually starting to forget what we've already talked about and what we haven't in this one. Everything's starting to overlap.
We didn't talk about the horribly stupid shotgun effects.
No, we didn't.
Which was just appalling.
Yeah, the shotgun effects in this. We have a soundbite of the sound effect that they use for the shotgun. So
yeah, granted, it's hard to see and hear how bad this is in relation to the movie. Probably on this podcast, it probably sounds all right. I don't know, but anyway, play the horrible shotgun sound effect to appall and discriminate against shotguns everywhere. Go, Ben.
Soundbite. All right, so that was their shotgun. Now, this is what a shotgun is supposed to sound like. Here's a good shotgun soundbite. So here we go. All right.
My God, it was like I was playing Doom.
You see the difference there? There's a complete difference. And this fucking shotgun, I can understand if it's a low budget, you don't have the special effects to show like someone's face getting like blown off, but at least, mask it a little bit better.
Something.
They had wide shots of this guy shooting off the shotgun with nothing coming out of it, and these people just falling down, acting like they just got shot by like a single bullet, not an actual shotgun.
Yeah.
It just, that spreads out. No.
The worst part was there was no muzzle flash.
Nope.
There was no blood.
Nope.
And
until the cutaway.
Until the cutaways, yeah, and really bad freaking shotgun sound effects. It was just a recipe for crap. It's again zero effort.
Yes, zero effort. Now, they did try to do some sort of makeup and special effects that way. When Mojo Nixon shot Wade's sister, the voodoo girl that started this whole fucking mess.
She's a dick.
Yeah. Before I forget about this, whenever they would do a shot of Mojo Nixon holding the shotgun, the eyesights never lined up. This whole entire movie, the eyesight's never. He was like pointing the gun in the fucking wrong direction from where the people were standing. I mean, at least fucking try to do that right. But no, the eyesights in this whole entire movie were just fucking wrong.
Yeah, I mean, shotguns have spread, but not like a foot and a half away. You know,
I know.
It comes out in one of this giant chunk at that point, and you're done.
But anyways, he shoots the sister, and you see the sister because the shot is done where it's just underneath the shotgun. You know, you hear the whack or whatever of the shotgun, and in slow motion, the sister flies back in her seat in the car, and you see no wounds whatsoever. She just looks fine. She just fell back, and then it cuts away, and then it cuts back to her. And she's sitting there, and half her fucking face is gone. Somehow, between her slowly falling down and hitting the car, the seat, her face just disappeared.
It's stupid. Ben, I'm getting pissed off again. Just, I need some more beautiful Buttcrack song footage. Go, Ben.
Soundbite.
I got a love handle, chicka boom boom boom, chicka boom boom boom. Get a handle on my love, let me wear you like a glove. Oh yeah.
Pop pop fizz fizz. What a relief it is. That's some good songs right there. But yeah. I mean, on the upside,
and that's
very little upside there is. There is some very classic, gore from Troma. At the end, but it's not anything satisfying, and what little of it there is, you just feel ripped off.
Yeah, because again,
it's awful.
50 minutes to get into it, 16 minutes left of the movie, 5 minutes at the end of the movie just to explain what the fuck you just watched. So in between that small window, you actually had good Troma gore.
Yeah.
Which I use the word good very loosely.
It's classic Troma gore.
Troma.
They do gore, and they do it pretty much the same way in every movie, and it's what you expect. But this, God, it's so awful.
Yes.
Explain to us why we watch this again. I don't know what.
You
that's
found
right.
it.
Yeah, that is my fault. Okay, all right.
Found it. Yeah,
I'll go home and take 7 years to reevaluate my life.
This movie was just complete utter shit. And
it was shit. I mean, there's no getting around it. It's. I mean, it's really hard because like we said, we actually can sort of appreciate how some of the aspects in making a movie, and it is hard and stuff comes out crappy, and you do make crappy movies, but honestly, there was no effort in this. They didn't even try.
There was no effort whatsoever in this.
Besides, like a little bit of the gore at the end, there was no effort. It was disappointing.
Yeah, and the guy that wrote this and directed it, Jim Larson. I
hate that guy.
I looked at his IMDb page. There's nothing else there. It's just this movie, and that is it.
You really need to look at this guy too, because he is psychotic looking. Like, he's got this look on his page that just seeps hatred. He's like, you watched one of my fucking movies.
Yeah, we'll put his picture up there too. We'll be like, look at this fucking guy. This
creepy.
He's a fucking axe murderer. This guy is fucking ridiculous looking.
He's probably in prison.
He looks, yeah.
He's got connections on the outside. He's gonna hear this review. He's gonna come and kill us in our sleep.
Yeah, he's gonna.
It's gonna be scary.
That's probably.
Or he'll do something worse. He'll review our movie.
He'll probably look at it and go, "Oh, damn it!
Oh man!
Oh shit!" All right, I've had it. I want to call it quits. So let's do our final review.
But Ben,
what?
If we kept this up for like another half an hour, we'd be exactly the same length as the actual movie was.
Yeah, fuck you very kindly, but no, thank you. So yeah, let's just do our final reviews. Scott, you.
Oh God, where to begin? Let's see. Zero effort. I mean, the script sucked, the lighting sucked, the camera work sucked, the acting sucked. Mojo Nixon was like the only redeeming value in this entire film. The film went on way too long. It was pointless. It didn't go anywhere. It was a disgrace to zombie movies everywhere. It was a big sack of dog dookie and shit from other various animals all mixed into one. My rating on this, I mean, and I don't even go this high most of the time because, as long as there's an effort, I'll give them something. But this was a fucking 1.
Did you just say 1?
Yeah, I said 1. 1 lower than 10. This is a fucking 9.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, this movie blew. Yeah, so it's a 9. I'm giving this movie a very solid, ass-breakingly horrible 9. It's a 9.
For a second, I thought you forgot how our rating scale went. I'm like, dude, you mean it's 10 or 9, right? What the fuck? Okay.
Nope, I mean 9. It's
so
bad.
9. All right. Okay.
So what did you think, Ben? Was your opinion vastly different than mine? Are you going to score this like a 2 or a 3 or a 4?
Never.
Or a 5? Just
maybe 2, 3, or 4 above yours, but no.
Oh. Well, why'd you hate this movie? What was?
Like I said it before, and I'll say it again.
God, I love being a turtle.
God. Thank you. I was sitting there going, should I say that or should I not? I'm glad you got that. No, I fucking hate Troma Films. I am not a fan. I'll never be a fan. I give them, I give credit where credit is due. Yes, they've been doing this stuff since the 70s, and they're still going strong. They have a fan base, and good for them. I'm just not part of them. I mean, there are a few exceptions. I do like the Toxic Avengers and Cannibal the Musical. Those are the only exceptions, and the Troma vault.
Yeah, I mean,
so to say that I'll make.
Toxic Avenger was turned into a cartoon. It was
that was probably their biggest hit.
And that takes some effort to get that to happen, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So.
And Cannibal the Musical. I mean, that was Matt Stone, Trey Parker.
Right, yeah.
South Park. They spawned off to do something great. So, I mean, yeah, those are the only exceptions. But other than that, this fucking movie and this fucking company just fucking suck the fucking dick of Satan. I mean, it is just ridiculous. And I'm sorry, if you're a fan...
You would think that if you did that, you'd actually get a good movie, wouldn't you?
No! Because it's Satan's dick! It's the devil. Of course he's going to be like, yeah, you suck my cock. I'll give you a good movie.
Here's $50. Go make a movie.
Yeah. Hey.
Thanks, Satan.
Yeah. Oh, well, while you're doing it, I got a great idea for a movie. It's called Buttcrack.
Ah.
Yeah, God damn it, Satan. Yeah, this movie's... I digress. This movie sucks. And if you're a fan of it...
I feel like we should issue a challenge or something. I mean, because, both of us, we're not like, we haven't watched a ton of Troma movies. I mean, I've watched Toxic Avenger and this one. And you've watched Cannibal the Musical,
and
Toxic Avenger, and
this one. Yes.
And are they really this bad? I really just don't want to,
I've heard both sides of the coin. I've heard that they are just like god-awful, shittiest of the shit. And then I've also heard that, oh my god, they're so great, they're cult classics. And yeah, there is a fan base out there for this. I mean, if there has to be for them to be going on as strong as they have been for this long. And you know what? That's fine. That's good. Everybody has to have a fan. I mean, that's why these things are continually made, because there is a fan base. There are people that watches. Fuck, there's people that listen to us.
Yeah, how desperate do you have to be to watch us?
I know.
Hi, Mom.
So I mean, there's people. I mean, granted, I don't agree with them. I think these are probably the shittiest films out there. And I think is very, 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 very low brow, and it has and it has no production quality or value to it whatsoever. Like, seriously, anyone that watches these films, their parents must have been on drugs, or they were skull fucked as an infant. Like, seriously,
that's a horrible mental image.
Sorry, I just had to give it.
Okay.
I just had to give it because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. There's no possible way for anyone to really like this movie. And I'm sorry if you're listening to this and you're like, hey, fuck you, bitch. No, I like the films. Good, fine, whatever. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. They fucking blow.
Now, do you know what I think? I think we actually need a Troma fan on here to watch another Troma movie. Their pick, not something we don't watch. We don't want like the classics that we've already seen. We Toxic Avenger, Cannibal the Musical. Don't want those.
The three that we named. We don't want. We don't want any of the Toxic Avengers. None of the sequels, or Cannibal the Musical, or Buttcrack, because we just watched that,
and we're not watching that again. Never again.
Any of those others, we issue this challenge. If you can send us an email with your pick. Send it to youthroughpoo@me.com. I like how I'm sitting here saying that they're lowbrow, and then we give them our email with youthroughpoo.
Ours is an artistic expression of fecal matter something.
Fecal matter projection.
There we go.
So send us an email at youthrewpoo@me.com, or find us on Twitter at The Movie Dump, or Tumblr, the Movie Dump and all that, and Facebook,
Take a letter, stick it to the, Ben's door with a knife. We'll get to it.
Anyway like that. We have so many ways for you to get in contact with us, and just send us your movie idea. If you are a Troma Film and you are going against everything that we're saying about how shitty these films are, and you want to prove us wrong, and you know what? If it is good, I will sit here and say, you know what? That's right. This is a good movie. I accept this. I will take back everything that I said.
We like shitty movies. That's why we do this. We've been doing this for years before we started doing this podcast.
Yeah. And this isn't this isn't personal or anything. Just because
after
I
watching
said
this
the
movie,
things,
it's fucking personal.
Yeah. Even though I said the things I just said, and I ranted off like that, I don't really, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying everyone's like that. The tastes differ, but prove to us that they can actually make a good fucking film. And when I say good, I mean not something that you were smoking out and got a blowjob while you were watching it. That's sentimental value.
That's called memories.
Yes, that's not a good film. I want something that actually has a good story, good production, good cast, good lighting, good editing. The whole package. I mean,
I'm not even going to go that far. I'm just going to say, give us something with those.
Give us something with those. Give us something that is
good,
entertaining.
Maybe not even mediocre. Just something. Give us a Troma film that makes an effort. That's what I'm.
Yeah, give us a Troma film that makes. I mean, it doesn't have to be fucking Avatar 2. It just has to be. It has to be something that is entertaining. There has to be something that we can walk away with. I mean, fuck Postal. I hated Postal. I fucking I loathe that movie. But there's a line in that movie that I have to say is probably one of. It's in my top 100, granted very low, part of the top 100 funniest lines in cinema. It's that what is the difference between a duck?
And that was it.
Just silent. Just the delivery of the line and the expression, everything. That was really well done. And you know what? I have to give it to him. You did a good job there. I tip my hat. But I still fucking hate the movie.
Yeah,
See, that was you have to have something there that I could walk away with.
This movie gave us nothing.
Yeah.
It was, once again, can't overstate it enough. It was zero effort. It sucked.
It was.
But anyway, Ben, you haven't given your score of this movie. What do you rate this movie?
I have to give it a 10.
A 10? All the way up at a 10?
It's a 10 because it is shit. It has nothing, there's no redeeming value to it whatsoever. There is nothing. I mean, the only redeeming value is that it is only 70 minutes long. That's it.
That is true. It was short.
It was very short.
But yet it seems so long.
It did.
We actually checked the time code on this thing while we were watching it, 6 times?
Yeah, this is the most that we've actually checked the time code to see how far into the movie we were.
Once every 10 minutes we were checking the time code. We were like, is this thing over yet?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Granted, we were checking it just because we're like, well, they haven't even fucking gotten to the actual point. You have to get to that purpose. What is the protagonist's goal? The quest that he's on is something. We have to get to that. We didn't get to that at all. We're sitting there checking the time, going, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, exactly. It was. There's so much and yet so little to say about this movie. Yeah. It's depressing. So we probably should end it.
I've gone on.
But just to reiterate,
I'll get off my soapbox.
I gave it a 9. You gave it a 10. That comes out to let's use the calculator of doom.
I like how we have a soundboard, but when we do those sound effects, we just use our mouth.
That's the calculator inside our brains. It was our average score is a 9.5. Yes. Man, it's so much easier calculating scores when there's only 2 people. Because 3 people requires fractions and decimals.
It is
confusing.
Yeah. So it was a 9.5 total. I think that's probably one of the lowest ones.
Easily, I think that's the lowest average we've had.
Yes, and that's the scary.
Quite a bit, actually.
That's so scary because you could actually find this.
Don't tell them where to get. Okay, fine, go tell them.
I'm not trying to promote this movie whatsoever, but you can actually find this on Amazon. They sell it on Amazon, and you could also rent it on Netflix. I can't believe
every
I just
movie we get
yeah.
has to be, touted in some way, just
Yeah,
in case,
yeah.
Our fans decide they want to watch these horrible, horrible monstrosities from the great beyond.
And we put links on our pages for each episode for Amazon and Netflix. And yes, this movie will have it, but I don't think anyone will be buying or renting it.
No. We rented it, and I feel we got ripped off.
Oh God, yes, we did. So just to clarify, the challenge has been made. If anyone out there can bring to the table a good Troma film, we will. I don't know.
We will put them on this podcast.
We
will give their movie a fair shake.
We will give, because I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, it's fucking Troma. Fuck you." I mean, I didn't like You Bowl, and I gave House of the Dead a good fair chance. Yep. Actually, kind of, it was entertaining, but I still don't fucking like it.
Yep. So the challenge has been made.
The gauntlet has been dropped. The line in the sand has been drawn. It is your turn. The ball is in your court.
Yep. You can, like we said, contact us through, our website. Leave a comment. You can go to Twitter. You can leave a comment there. You can email us at youthroughpoo@me.com.
Yep.
Stick a knife in Ben's door with a nasty letter saying how we suck and how Troma is awesome. That's another, thing.
Yep.
Not my door, because I don't really have a door. I live in a box, but, But anyway, I digress. So that's...
yes.
So we've gone way too long on a movie that really didn't deserve it.
Yes, this podcast is almost as long as the goddamn movie.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, with that being said, I am Ben.
I am Scott von Hammerstein.
God, is that actually a real name?
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay, why
you
not?
think I make this stuff up every week? That's just absurd. Stop belittling my people. God, you know how sensitive I am. Jeez, I'm gonna cry now.
And this has been the Movie Dumb Podcast. Have a good week.
Good night.
You can't kill me, I will not die. Not now, not